everyone, Melissa here, back with another video, and today we're going to be doing my first ever build. And this was interesting. So as you can see, I'm not building the base. What I did was take one of my older Sims builds where I was building a house, and I made it this big, even bigger than what you see right now, and I hated that build a lot. Obviously, it was when I first started trying to make builds, and it was hideous, and maybe one day we'll try to make it better. But I took that base from my gallery and I started building it as a restaurant because it makes more sense simply to me. We still do not have a microphone. For those of you who hate the audio quality, I have one. I just don't know how to connect my microphone to have better quality in my videos. I'm going to look it up when I move into my apartment in a few weeks, so that way we have better quality audio for the future videos. But right now I'm playing with a lot of pillars. I basically tried every pillar and I hated every single one, especially the ones that were just too chunky for the build. And the one we ended up with is okay. It's still not perfect by any means. I was also super stressed about the fact that none of the color swatches really match with the trims and the columns, and I was just like, why are there no matching swatches even if they're from the same? I could not, so I moved on. Here we're painting the walls and we go through a lot of colors. The first variant that you all see is not our final one. We changed the exterior a lot visually, and I like the way we ended up with, but it did take a while. Yes, somehow we're still on exterior walls. Right now we're trying to find a good match for a accent wall because I didn't want it to just feel like one big box, even though it is two big boxes. And so I thought adding an accent wall would really help, but it was finding the right color matches, the right swatches. It was a whole stress moment for me, so we're just gonna go onto the doors. I love my CC doors for this build in particular. I never use them, but I wanted a really tall door, and these were just stunning. And so I ended up using this door in particular, and I wanted to have two door entries. So as you all can see, I started playing around with how do I get a double door entry that fits into the stairs, and I love the way I played with the mirrors element again. Windows and doors to make them match. They also have smaller sizes, and I was able to match them really well from the first and second floor. We're just skipping ahead because, again, it's a huge building. It needs a lot of windows. There are windows in the bathroom, as you can see me place them right now. So it's a little awkward, but it's a Sims game. Who would know? Not us. Not us. This build took me around 3 hours to build, so it is cut down pretty short for you all. For those of you who want to see me place every single window, every single door, I'm so sorry. Even sped up, this was 30 minutes, and I didn't want to keep you all here that long, so we just cut some of it out, and now we're working with lighting. Lighting this building was the biggest pain of my life. I still don't like the lighting, but it is better than what we're doing right now. Right now we're trying these big bulky lights, and I hate them with a passion in this build because they do not fit the style, they do not fit the build, and I just can't. So here you're just seeing me place the kitchen because obviously we need a kitchen for the Sims game. You're gonna see these lights for a while as we work on kind of lighting the space so I can see what I'm working with interior wise. I was gonna say internally, doesn't matter, but verbiage works. And now I'm trying to make the bathroom, so we just did a little time jump, and it was pretty simple. I just did single user stalls, and then I have the sink area, question mark. I'm like waving my hands at the screen, but you can't even see me. I just had like 2-3 sinks just because the space is really tight, and I didn't want a huge bathroom. It's already too much for the Sims. Like, this building ends up being $99,000, and that's already too expensive for me in this game. Especially if I want my sim to potentially own it one day. That sim's gonna need to be rich. So, you know, take the bare minimum bathroom. It has toilet rolls, I promise. They get added in. Again, another pain of mine was adding in these toilet rolls. But now going to the first floor, we're adding in the kitchen, and I wanted to add in 2 chef spots because I know that the dine out, like kitchens and restaurant situations, run really slow. And I could have added probably more. As you see, I'm playing with the layout right now for the chefs, but again, with Sims, I don't want them to not be able to use the kitchen and be waving at me all the time. So I just made a spot for 2 chefs, and then I do add in the trash cans in the kitchen because I didn't want it to ruin the visuals of the entire build. Since the build was really, really big, I started shrinking it just a wee bit because, again, why is it so big? Why did I ever build a house to this scale in The Sims? I have no idea. I don't understand my past doings, but that is okay. Now we're changing the lighting to something a little bit better. It's still really dark in my opinion, but it is significantly nicer to look at. And now we're playing with walls, and I ended up with this horrible wood wall, and I hated it so much that you'll see that I do change it again. I swear to you all, I change it to white walls because white walls really save The Sims. And now we're rechanging the accent walls, and I love these so much more. They just feel lighter. They make the build feel a little bit different from just having very dark tones everywhere. And now we're doing the back patio. I thought it would be cute to have this little tree. So I did a little tree feature. Enjoy. Cute. Love her. And now we're trying to find good tables. We're trying to find good chairs. It's a whole mess. We ended up using circle chairs, circle tables, not chairs, and I like them a lot because I feel like if we use square tables, it would have just made the build feel even more boxy. So I like the circle tables, especially because I think at a restaurant it's just nice when you have a circle table, especially sometimes when you come with a very large group and it's easier to put chairs together, and it's just, I think it's really nice aesthetically. So we're just going in right now and changing the fence. None of these tones match. I don't understand Sims. Listen, I've been playing The Sims for like 5 years now, so I'm still really young in the Sims community. I understand. I just, oh my gosh, the lack of matching swatches. I really did my best with this build to make most of the swatches match as closely as possible. There are some instances that are different, but I pretended I was colorblind to that because we do that here when we want our build to just be finished after 3 hours of building, after building for 3 days, 3 separate days. I even built some on my vacation. Sims. Sims, why? So now we're just changing up the stairs to match. Again, it is match tones. I tried every single tone. I tried changing the floor. I tried changing everything, and it didn't match. So I was like, okay, Sims, if you don't want to match, we're gonna pretend that we don't see that it doesn't match, and we're gonna keep our lives. Yes, we are. I couldn't figure out how to color the base of the platform. That little white gap, it bothers me too. We're gonna pretend it's a feature. We're gonna pretend it's because we have an accent wall, we have an accent white stone, I don't know, something like that. And now we're getting back into the furnishings and we're adding in these really nice tables. I believe these are island. I kind of think they are the best round tables we've ever gotten in The Sims. Sims need good round tables. Please add more. Now we are kind of changing up the tones of the stairs again. I don't know why we can't just have nice tones. I wanted to re-add the walls of the stairs and I couldn't figure out how to do it. So I ended up making it a feature, and eventually I added a piano under the stairs, which is playable. And I love that. That is so Sims bougie for me. Alright everyone, let's say hello to the second floor as we add in the same tables and chairs again. Yes, I know, the most exciting thing in this video, chairs and tables. But, you know, we do what we do, and we add in lights again. It's still dark. I add in some pendant lights in these custom hanging lights, and I think it works really well in brightening up the space just a tad more. I also changed the walls to white, and I feel like it also helped brighten up the space because again we have so many dark tones with the flooring and the exterior, and I think just having the walls become white internally just helped everything. We used a sliding door in the bathroom, which is scandalous, I think, but I like the aesthetic and I like the visuals, so we keep it. I had a whole bunch of server stations. I know we only need one. I have no idea if the other two will ever be working, but I just like them a lot. It is slightly off center in terms of the left chairs and tables. I know that, and I was so upset, but I was not going to make this build bigger because it was so big already. Let's not make this build bigger, please. Here's the beautiful piano, stunning, lovely, love her, amazing. Now, let's try and give some more lighting on the exterior. I used a whole bunch of these string lights, and I do like the way they turned out. I think the Sims eating outside would have like a really nice, intimate, because it's gonna be darker moment, but I like it, so we keep it. I also wanted to add some features, so I add in this wedding arch and I make it really pretty with matching landscaping to the neighborhood, so that way if a student wanted to propose at a restaurant they can come outside and they can propose in front of this beautiful like tree arch moment. As I'm building it, you'll see it come together, but right now it's pretty simple and empty, and I just think it's a cute little thing to add into a Sims build, especially because we have so many lots that are individual that I liked being able to just have this little extra difference in my build because I'm working on creating differences from my original kind of very plain building aesthetic. And I also add in this pond, which again, it's a beautiful backdrop, and I love that for my Sims. And let me tell you, the amount of landscaping I did, I think I ended up doing a great job. I hope you all think I did a great job. Let's just do a little time skip for you all to see it. And here it is. Isn't she adorable? Your Sims cannot fish here unless you remove some of the plants. If you remove some of the plants, they'll be able to fish just simply like they do everywhere else in The Sims, but I didn't think of this as an accessible pond. I thought of it as a nice backdrop when your Sims are eating outside or if your Sim is proposing. It just adds in a little bit of difference and a little bit of something else that isn't just a giant building. Now I'm adding another, I think this is, I don't even remember what these are called, pergolas, something, to the back, like I did in the front of the build, because I just wanted there to be some covering for the Sims. This would not cover anyone from rain legitimately, but it's the Sims, so this actually does act like a coverage from the rain for them. So, we love that. We love mechanics in this game. We also fix up the trims, as you can see. It's not perfect, but I found a better swatch, thank goodness, and it's thicker, which is actually nicer. If you hear noise in the background, it is the cats. Let them live their lives, please. But anyway, right now we're just trying to add in some more detail to the restaurant. So we're doing these big planters in the back as well to give a little bit of lining to the space. I just wanted to fill up the space a little bit more, and I didn't want to do more tables, so I thought plants would be a nice detail. I also thought, okay, why not add in an office for the manager? I think that makes sense. I'm not sure. I never worked in a restaurant, but I feel like that's not far-fetched of me to say. I'm just kind of filling up the walls with paint real quick, fixing up the details that we had originally with the windows and the wallpaper. And yeah, I think I like this detail better, and then it also helped me to figure out maybe coloring the walls on the exterior with different wallpapers, because I didn't know if I had too much white or too little white. Right now I'm furnishing the space. At first I thought, why not furnish the desk right as you enter, but then I thought that would just kill a lot of the space. It would be very functional because then you just walk in, there would be his desk or her desk or their desk. But I didn't really want to take up all that space for just the desk, so I added a little seating area and I moved the desk And then I thought, what else would go in a manager like office? And I thought, why not add some bookshelves? So I started playing with these huge ones and I didn't like it. So I got this bookshelf and I really like it. In game, one of them is playable, one of them is not. So I'm gonna have to fix that, but that's a Moisa later issue before she uploads to the gallery. I then went to the bathrooms and I added the toilet paper so no one can come for me. If you don't like the toilet paper placement, well, you can fix it because it was so annoying to place and I don't want to ever do that again. Here we're placing the toilet paper, that's not the word, towel, the hand cloth towels for your hands after you wash your hands in the bathroom. I don't know, words, functions. And then we're just adding in some of these candles around the space to bring a little bit of liven up. And I tried adding in this detail to the bookshelf and it was annoying, so we stopped. Alright, so going back to the first floor, I started adding some detail to separate the tables a little bit from the kitchen by having these dine out kind of curtain wall tree moments added. I also added the piano, which I think is really, really beautiful. And I just tried to make it feel a little bit more decorated, question mark, by adding candles at the center of each table. I then went and started adding plants and just kind of adding in small details to make the restaurant not feel more cluttered, but also feel like the staff and the owner of the restaurant, we could say, had some vision for it. Again, I'm not a restaurant builder, but I like the way it turned out. It at least added something to build that I originally didn't have. I then went outside and added some footpath traffic moments so that way you can see that the pond and proposal location is being used. Here I just changed the lights to blue on the exterior. It doesn't change much. I don't remember why I made this decision in my life, but I did. I also went back inside, I added a few more pendant lights, and then I started trying to find a good light source for the outside. And I didn't like a lot of the wall lights, and the ones I did like I felt was big and I would have to do a lot more detailing to make it make sense. So I just chose these basic yellow lights and I added them around areas that would be populated with diners. And then I went upstairs and I had no idea what to do with this upstairs kind of balcony type moment. And you're gonna see me play with lighting up there now. I don't like the way it turned out. I was going to make it maybe like a special area for dining, but then I just didn't know what to do. So I added these lights again. You can see that the positions change a lot for them because it's not symmetrical on all sides, so I had to do what I had to do. If you like symmetry, so sorry that this might upset you. I also added a bench just because, again, a small little bit of detail up there. And then I started adding plants on the second floor as I did on the first. And then I just kept going back outside. I was like, what do I do here? And then I just decided to ignore it. I added a mirror in the bathroom. And then I started adding curtains, and this was not a time. As you can see us going through all these curtain options, the one that we land on I really do like. It's a CC one, of course, and it takes forever to place, especially because I want to make it a specific placement. I had to take like 20-30 minutes of my life to do this for you all. I debated adding them to the first floor, but then I decided I didn't want to do that. And then I started adding curtains on the back of the second floor. As you can see, it's not fun placing them, especially because the windows in the back I had slightly higher just because I like the placement on them in the back of the building. But it was just going to create a lot more problems than solutions, so I just fixed all the windows to all be the same height. I deleted the back windows because I felt like we're having a lot of windows in this building. And then I started trying to make an opening in the roof for that cut part that I had. And I could not delete the floor tiles. I built a room, I deleted the room, and then it just didn't work. So I decided this roof was just going to be platforms at basically the same height. And like the height difference is so minuscule that you will not be able to see it. So for those of you who would hate it, you can change the roof yourselves, because as you see, I tried and the game was just like, no, you you can't do that. For some odd Sims reason, you can't do that. So now let's get into the tour. It's gonna take us a while to get inside. So tell me how your day is going down below as our sim slowly, ever so slowly approaches. During this tour, I realized there was a step down in the restaurant, but this is what you see upon entering. I did add a few paintings on that wall because I felt that it was pretty bare. And there's my sim. And yeah, so this is the entry spot. I think it's really nice. It's very empty. I think if I were to try to build another restaurant, I'd make a smaller one and I make it more cozy. Let's just go check out the kitchen really quick. The kitchen is a kitchen. I added 2 trash cans so that way Sims can functionally throw out the trash after serving the guests. And then let us go check out outside. So outside is a choice, and it is because partially this shell is so large, and this is what it looks like. It's really cute, I think, especially if you want a more intimate thing when it's not raining, suggestively when it's not raining. And then here are those 2 more private tables if you want another private extra moment. Now we're going back inside and we're going to exit out to the back. And here is that little proposal moment. I put some fireflies, I put some lights, and it's really cute. And here's the pond. I love this pond. It's just so cute. It looks so like adorable, cottagey, and yeah. So now let's just fix ourselves up and let's go upstairs. Now that we're upstairs, I like the upstairs a little bit more than the downstairs because it is more intimate and small. And these are the curtains. I did not change the swatch, I'm just now realizing, so that's a little bit unfortunate. I added some paintings against the wall. I'm playing around with wording them differently. And here is the manager's office. I actually really enjoy the manager's office. It's cozy, it's cute. Here are the chairs for the poor employees or guests that speak to the manager. Here, let's just take a seat, relax, look at the view. And now let's go check out the bathroom. So here are the 6 stalls. They're pretty basic, and we'll just do a quick look at them. 1, 2. Oh, sorry. And now let's go here and look at the other 3. Perfect, empty, basic, love that for them. And you saw that mirror in the background. And here's what I did with that back patio type space. I added some lighting against the floor. I added a little bit more of a canopy moment with the string lights. Here is the first floor plan. Here's the second floor plan. And here are screenshots of inside the space. So these are just showing you what those spaces look like in aerial view. And I like the aerial view of the first floor, I will say. And I like the kitchen as well. I feel like it's more functional, especially for the Sims. Here's the back. The back is beautiful, honestly. I love the back. And here is the front. The front is less interesting than the back. But if you guys like this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye!